Okay, so one more thing. At the end of the presentation, I will put a link in the chat, which is for our workshops evaluations. This short evaluations helps us to improve our program and also keep our program for all. It is a way for our funders to measure the impact of our work. Please take a moment to fill it out before you leave the sessions. And lastly, the slide from this presentation will be sent to all the attendees after the sessions by email. We encourage you to ask questions by writing them in the chat. You can write them in English, Chinese, or Spanish, and we will bring them to the attention of the presenter. Okay, let's start our workshop. I will pass it to our speaker, Jen McDonald, with C4AT. This is part 2. What is AAC? How to model? It was the part 2 series of the four parts series. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jen. So I am Jen, and this is my AAC. So you will see me doing this during our meeting. There is a QR code to tonight's presentation. There is also a hyperlink to this presentation. You can grab it from those, or you can wait until you get mailed them. That will work too. All right, let's get started. I have a question. So I want to know, why do I call this Get to Know AAC? The reason why I call it that is because when you get, I know get's on here, where is get? When you get it, right? When you get to know AAC, then your child, your people will also get it. They will also get to know it. So they are learning a new language as an AAC learner in a way. It's helpful for you to also start to learn their language. Who am I? So a little bit about me. My name is Jen. I have a single subject teaching credential in English. I have a master's in special education. I have been an assistive technology specialist at the Center for Accessible Technology for over 20 years, almost 25 years. I am passionate about AAC, and I did complete a grad certificate program. So I now have a graduate certificate in AAC as well. You can call me Jen. Some students call me Ms. Jen. Most students call me Tech Jen, which is my favorite. And I am a proud employee at the Center for Accessible Technology. So let me tell you a little bit about my organization. So C4AT, the Center for Accessible Technology, we work to increase access to technology, to digital spaces, to digital services. We've been around since 1983. And here's our website. It's also at the bottom of every slide, so you can learn more about us there. If you would like to share in the chat or unmute and share, if you would like to share any information that's not too personal, because this is recorded, you can share maybe what languages you speak at home, or your child's age, or the type of AAC device they have. or what you are wanting to get out of this class. I will give you a moment to share anything you would like. All right. Well, I want to say welcome to our class. It's great to have you here. Okay. So I can say, it is good that you are here. Got it. Okay. English. 5. We have people who work here with special needs. Okay. Great. All right. Let's get started. What do I want you to get from these classes? Got it. Más sobrevisuales. Okay. So what I want you to get, right? What I want you to get from these classes is that you can model AAC. That means just showing your child or your students how to talk with AAC. You can motivate my child or my student to use AAC. That means I can help them want to do it, want to communicate with AAC. Great. And finally, I can move out of the way so my child can talk with AAC. That means I can help them by not helping them, moving out of the way. All right. So today's class, what you will get from today's class is how to model. That's what we are talking about today, showing them how to talk. All right, let's go. It all starts with SNUG. And we reviewed that acronym before. We will review it in another class. But really, the meaning of it is that I can say what I want, when I want, to whom, right? Oh, how I want, and to whom I want. And so here is a little video showing this gentleman doing that.
Means he just got the device 2 days ago.
Give it to me. No.
So usually, if you have to use your face or your sounds to communicate a no, you might be having to do it with a frown. But clearly, this student was laughing while also saying no, because his brother wanted him to give it to him. And he said, no, no, I will not do that. All right, so there's an important element to learning AAC, and that is belief. So I need you, your child, your student needs you to believe that they can do it, that they can communicate. And they need to believe, you need to believe that they can learn to do it more, right? They can learn to communicate better. And you need to believe that you can help you can help them to communicate better because your belief in them will help them believe in themselves. All right, let's get into this. How do we learn language? Well, first, we have to go through it. We have to have experiences. We have to see things, touch things, hear things, feel things, do things. This girl is having an experience. She is doing a thing. Yep, she is absolutely doing a thing. It looks to be a very fun thing. So then you need to get to know it, right? You need to form a concept of what you are seeing, touching, hearing, feeling, experiencing. In this case, how it feels when water is on me. Next, we have to put a word with it, right? Learn the word or the words that capture, that communicate that concept. In this case, it's wet. And then if we are using AAC, we have to do more. Because with AAC, we need to know how to find the words and then make the talker talk. So those are the steps to learn language. So how can you help your child learn language? Well, first, you help them to go through things, right? You give them experiences, help them to see, touch, hear, feel, lots of things. Help them to know about it by talking about it, right? Wow, that feels so different when you have water on you and put a word on it, like put a bird on it, but a word, put a word with it, right? That feeling when water is on you, that's called wet. Oh, is it getting you wet? Yes, water gets you wet. And then, of course, if it's AAC, you have to show them. So find the word, make, right? Make it talk, make that talker say wet. So here is a child learning unaided AAC. So AAC not with a device, but with their body. Here we go. Pregnant pause.
Beatbox.
So my question is, how did she learn more? She clearly knows she knows to put her hands together in that AAC ASL sign for more. She's also beginning to learn to make the m, the first sound of more. But how did she learn it? Did someone sit her down for her more lesson? Okay, baby, it's time to learn more. No, not at all. Did someone do hand over hand with her? Okay, baby, here's how you move your hands. No. Did someone say, oh, I see you want more. Tell me with your hands. Probably not. So how did she learn then? Well, she learned by looking, by listening, and then by trying it herself and seeing what happened. So I don't want you to think that I think your children are babies, but I am using babies as an example. Babies are awake, listening to us talk at least 8 hours a day. That means that by the time they are 12 months old, by the time they are a year old, they have gotten almost 3,000 hours of language coming in. They've been looking and hearing language come in for almost 3,000 hours. And that's before they even start any real language output. So if a child who is learning to use AAC, if that child sees people doing AAC only during, say, speech sessions twice a week for 30 minutes, with only that short amount of time, it's going to take them over 55 years before they get the same amount of language input that they can take in as that 1-year-old has gotten. So how can we expect them to use AAC language to communicate right away? We can't. They are learning. So here is the challenge for an AAC learner. So a child who is going to speak with mouth words, all of those mouth words coming in that they are seeing and hearing, that's helping build their ability to have mouth words come out. But if mouth words are hard for me, all of those mouth words coming in aren't helping me make language to come out because they're mouth words. I'm not using mouth words. How am I getting language out? So, what do these students need? They need you to give them to put in, right? Put in language that they can then take out. So that's, if we want them to use AAC expressively, we need to help them by giving them AAC receptively. They can receive it before they can give it. So how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we give our AAC learners enough language in to plant the seeds for their language out? We do that through language modeling. It is called lots of things using lots of big words. But really, what it means is just talking with my mouth while tapping icons. Here is a mom doing just that.
Oh, I'm gonna go back to home, clear my screen, actions. Here, look. Let's go. Let's go get more groups, food. Here, so let's go get more candy. Okay, okay. Let's go get more candy.
Yeah. Let's go get more candy, right? She wasn't asking her daughter to do anything except look while she talked to her daughter. And then they went and they got more candy. That's what receptive language modeling is. So let's understand what it is and what it is not. There is a term called manned modeling, kind of like in English, the word demand. There is also language modeling, when you are letting someone soak in language, immersed in language. So manned modeling is with a prompt. Show me this, touch this, say that. You try it, you do it, right? You do it. That's manned modeling. You are expecting a response from them, a specific response. You want them to do what you did. That's why you modeled it. I do it, right? I do it, and then you do it. And that is great for giving them supported practice. But that is not the only thing we should be doing, because if we're only telling them to use this, it just becomes a task, not communication. So instead, when we model, no prompts. We don't expect a response. If they respond, great. But it doesn't matter what they respond with, because there's no wrong answer. There's no agenda, right? Nothing I'm expecting them to do or say, nothing that I want back from them. I'm just talking while tapping icons. Okay, remember, you give the input. You don't make them give you output. So here's another example. The last mom did a full sentence. This mom just does words.
You make it go?
No.
Make it go. Yay! Good job, Philip. Do you know what we're going to make?
Make.
What are we going to make?
Make.
Do you know?
No.
You don't know?
No.
That's okay. I'll tell you. We're going to make cookies. Cookies. Do you love cookies? Mm.
So just talking while tapping icons. That's all. That's all. So we're making this very simple. First, they need input, right? Yeah, so you put things in, and then you will get some output. All right, so I want to show you how to model, how to aided language model in 3 easy steps. 1, when to model. 2, what to say. And 3, where to point. So those are the steps: when to model, what to say, and where to point. And if anyone has questions at any time, you are always welcome to throw a question in the chat, to unmute and ask. You will not break my flow. I would prefer that you ask when you have a question. All right, here we go. Step 1, when to model. The best times to model are during high interest activities, because there's a better chance that your child, your student, will engage with you. If the activity is too engaging, where they just want to go do the activity and push you away, not the right activity. Something that is engaging, but not too engaging. The other reason it's good to do modeling during a high interest activity is there's a better chance that you will say what your child, he or she, might want to say. So you might be feeding them words they might actually want to say. The other time to model is during routines. The reason why: routines happen all the time, over and over. That's why it's a routine. So that allows you to show them your modeling, right? More and more, over and over and over. So you can repeat a lot. That is important because it often takes as many as 100 models of a word or phrase on a device before a student will use that word or phrase on their device. They have to see it, have it, right? We have to put it in them 50, 100 times. We have to repeat these words before they might start to use them. So model when it's fun or familiar. So maybe during family activities like mealtime is a great time, or a family reading time, or something that you do together. Maybe during games, board games, video games, or maybe during chores, when we have to do work together. So now it is your turn. It's your turn. I want you to think about what are some fun activities your child does? And also, what are some familiar routines, right? We're trying to think of that. When do we model? So think about those. And think about what you do or say during those activities and routines. And maybe you are using core words like these simple words on my core board. So take a moment and think about that. So you can say these phrases while tapping the core words on a core board. All right. Step 2. What to say. AKA, what words are we going to tap, right? Because we have to say them and tap them. That's your script, right? And your script, you will be tapping core words if you are just using low tech, like a core board. You may tap core and fringe words if you have a talker. So the trick-or-treating mom, right? Let's go get more. Those were core words. But then she navigated to the fringe word, candy, right? You also want to think about the functions of language. How do we use language? So these are all ways we use language. We can use language to request, yes, but that is not all. We can use language to give opinions, to be polite, to ask for information. What, where, when, how? To give information, to discuss, to share our feelings, right? To protest and refuse, to gain attention, to give information by describing things, and to make choices. All reasons we communicate, all functions of language. We want to model all of them, not just I want, right? We want to model all of them, not just I want. So, again, your turn. Here we are cooking. What can we say? So, if I had a talker with fringe words, I could model bowl or spoon or pot, right? Or auntie or, Wita. But those aren't powerful words. We talked last time about those powerful core words. So this board has 36 words on it. What can we say with just those 36 words? Well, we can say a lot. So I could say, and I'll do it on here so you can see. I can say, put that in. I can say, I'll put it in, right? I can say, turn it on. I can say, oh, let's put more in, right? Hey, why don't you help me? And you notice I'm tapping I, but I'm saying me. That's okay if I only have I. They're close enough, right? So maybe we need some more. So I can get it, right? Or, hey, whose turn? Or, okay, oh, stop. Do not put more in. All sorts of things we can say. Let's try another one. Here we are folding clothes. Ooh. Who gets that shirt? Oh, it goes here. And you notice I'm saying goes, but tapping go. That's okay. Right? Hey, you can do more. Come on, there's more to do. All right. And we will stop when it's finished. We'll stop when it's finished. Many, many things that you can say to model language using powerful core words. All right. There are lots more resources for finding these scripts. One of my favorites is Practical AAC. If you go onto that website and search for things like recipes for success or year of core words, you will find lots of activities and scripts. You could sign up for AssistiveWare's core word classroom and then look for 5-minute fillers that give scripts to fun activities. Yes, they will be shared, Lillian. Yes, and I will also have they will be emailed to you tomorrow, and there will also be a hyperlink at the end that you can copy down. You can also go to the AAC Language Lab and click free resources. All right, remember, it's just talking while tapping icons. Here's a teacher doing it.
Yes! Thumbs up. Today is gonna be a good day. Okay, are you ready? Guess what? Guess what? We got something.
Tapping
But
get.
we do not know what in it.
Yes.
Wait a second. Wait. Whoa! What do I have? What did we get? I cannot imagine. What should I do? I should break it open. You think I should break it open? You think I should open it? And should I take out whatever is inside?
All right. So, step 1 was when to model. Step 2 was what to say. We are at step 3, where to point. So, if your child, if your student has a device and they are okay for you to touch it, use it. Yeah, absolutely. If the app does not cost anything, you can put the app on your own screen. Some apps do have a free or a cheap non-talking version. So it won't have a voice out, but you can still model using it. Or if you cannot do one of those, you can make a low-tech board like this. So you can just take a screenshot. If they have an app, take a screenshot of their home screen and use that. I have done that with many students. Or you can find one online. Just search for AAC core board. You will find a lot. And then you can laminate it, wear it, tape it, print it. So here are a lot of ideas. The idea is that you always have it in reach. So, I want to ask you, do you notice one picture that is different from the others? If you do, tell me which one it is. Which one is different? Or different? Which one is not the same? Thank you, Mary. Yes, this woman right here. There is no AAC, no aided AAC, no device, no core board. Even if you have no core board, no AAC device that you can tap, use visuals. Stop. Come. Go. Right? Talk with a visual because visuals stay longer than sounds. Especially if a child has a hard time processing language, seeing it stay so they can take their time to process it helps them understand language. All right. What if you don't have the board to carry everywhere with you? You can also put specific words in the environment where you might need them. That means that you can model even if you don't have a core board or a device. So you're helping yourself by predicting what words you will need and what words you will need and where you will need them. So we want to go from this.
Only labels on things here.
Stop.
Only labels on things here.
So you notice this has words in the environment, but again, they're not very powerful words. They might be important. Microwave, oven glove. Important, but not powerful. So we want to go from that to this.
Put it in, get it out, turn it down, up, on, off.
Right, so we want to go from having all of these labels to having powerful words. So we can say lots of things. So here are some examples of engineered environments where we have put words to model. So here is a cubby for green folders that you put in. Here is a light switch that you can turn on or turn not on, off. Here is a door that you can go in. Right? Or on the other side, it could be go out. Or maybe you could have go where and have a thing where you say where you're going to go. So I want you to think How can you do that? How can you engineer your environment? All right. We have our 3 easy steps to language modeling, right? When to model, when it's fun or familiar. What to say, those powerful core words, and where to point on core boards, on devices, and on icons that you've placed in the environment. Here are some final tips to help you be a superstar modeling language for your AAC learner. 1, model the function, not the form. So, get it for me. I'm tapping I, but I'm saying me, right? Hey, you went away. I'm tapping go, but saying went, right? Hey, do you see me? Right? I'm tapping look, but saying see. So model the function, not necessarily the form. Use the words you have. You also want to speak your metacognitive process. So maybe you have a talker that colors all of the verbs green. So you're like, oh, I'm looking for a verb. Shop is a verb, so it's green. Where is it? I'm looking for it. So you are helping them build their own self-talk. You can also speak your navigations. Maybe you have a talker where you could say, let me pull up my talker and I can show you. Let me pull my talker up. Let me turn my Bluetooth off. Okay, and we'll do my Prolo quote to go. Oh, somebody said touch chat, right? They had touch chat. You had a great question. Nabia, can you use hand over hand to show your child that he can tap on the device, just like me? So what I would recommend, let me move my camera so you can see that better. Okay, there. Now you can see my talker. So we will discuss hand over hand versus hand under hand later in class 4. So most people say rather than hand over hand, where I'm moving the hand, do hand under hand. So I'm just guiding, but they are still in control and in charge, right? What you might do is you want to make sure that you don't make them do it, because you don't want it to be a task they might start to resist doing. So we don't want that. So you could play by just tapping it to their hand, where you bring the device to their hand. Tap it. Oh, it said something. Oh. And then tap it to their elbow. Oh, said something. Tap it to their toe. Just make it a fun game. Something along those lines is what I might try. Something so they stay engaged. But we want to speak our navigation. So you look, you're back home, describing word, Tired. Yeah, full sentence. You look tired. Oh, I didn't do today. Let me try that again. You look, describing word, tired, back home, we're back home, time word, today, full sentence. You look tired today. That's what I mean by speaking your navigation. What you are doing when you are doing all that is modeling their self-talk, their inner monologue as they use AAC. And finally, fearlessly say, oops, when you make a mistake and try again. Because that's, I'll get this out of the way. I can do it here. Yeah. Because that is question word what you want people word them to do, right? That is what you want them to do. If they make a mistake, you want them to try again. You got to model that. Show that you can make a mistake and try again. You are not just showing them how to use their device. You are showing them how to be a learner. And that's powerful. All right. So I know we're getting short on time. So first, you have given some input. Next, they give you some output. What now? Then you give them more input. This is what we're going to talk about next class. Ways for you to recast, respond to, and expand on their language. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause if I give you
Book.
model,
Read. Book.
and if I give you
Rebook.
model,
I like rebook.
that's exactly right. There's lots of opportunities throughout the day. So make it all meaningful. Show me how to use language. Don't just tell me, because if I give you
Smile.
model,
I like it.
yeah, and if I give you
Awesome.
model,
Rock music is awesome.
yeah.
So we're going to take their communication and we're going to give them more language. All right. So, for example, we can say, I see you smiling. You're telling me that you like that video. Or maybe a student might tap clear, might tap go. And you could say, oh, yeah, you want to go to places outside? Yeah, okay, let's go. Again, take their communication and give them more language. All right, I am finished. I'm going to bring this back to my core board. Okay, we're back on my core board. Finish. Okay, I want to know what you will take from this class, and maybe what you want to try with your child, and maybe what you want to get more information on? Go ahead, someone was talking? Okay. And also, how can I make these classes better? So feel free to give me feedback. There's a QR code and a link, and you will get that in the presentation. So here's what I want you to get out of this class. I keep words nearby, right? I keep them close so I can use them. And then I tap words when I talk to model them. And I model when we are doing fun or familiar things. And I model many communication purposes. I think that's it. Anything else? I want to say, here is the link, https://bit.ly/no-AAC-2. Here is my email, jen@c4. Great. jen@c4at.org. And I want to have some last words. I want to say, go for it. Try it. I want to say, you can do it. Really, you can. All right. And I will see you some more later. Please come again. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I will stop sharing now.
Hi.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You
I
are very
have put down for the next two workshop will be in November and December. And lastly, please feel in the chat. It just takes you a few minutes or less than few minutes to fill out. It would help us to keep this kind of workshop free for all. Thank you so much, Jen, for presenting this wonderful workshop today.
You are so welcome.
So I would stop.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Yeah. Do anybody have any last minute questions?
Any last questions?
I had a question.
Sure.
Yeah, so my son uses Touch Chat, and due to certain circumstances, we didn't use it for quite some time, like for 2 years, although he's had an AAC device for many, many years. So we're back kind of like starting all over, square one. Yeah. So I did really find this workshop helpful, and I look forward to the following workshops. So thank you. But I also had a question. Someone sent me an app that is free, an AAC app, and I don't know if you've heard of it, and I just kind of wanted your feedback. It's called Weeb Chat.
WEEB?
WEAV as in Victor, E.
Ah.
Yeah, and along with this like place that gives away iPads for communication.